Do you want to teach abroad but are confused by all the myths that you hear? I'm Jamie from ESL Teacher 365, and today I'm debunking the top 5 myths preventing you from actually living a life of travel and adventure. I'll share practical tips to help you overcome these myths and start your teach abroad journey. Myth number 1, you need to know the native language. The truth is, you are being hired for your English and teaching abilities. The first thing you can do is get a language exchange partner. So this is typically someone that you're going to be practicing the language of the country, maybe in exchange for English. And you can find these people on Facebook groups, for example, Italian English Exchange. And there's usually people posting there looking for a language exchange partner. I've done this for Spanish, for French, and Italian, and I highly recommend it. Another thing you can do is take some language classes either before you go abroad or while you're abroad, or of course both. I did this before I went to Egypt, and I'm really glad that I did because I would have been completely lost and overwhelmed. I was able to know some of the basics and I could read and write, so that was really, really helpful. Another option to pick up some of the language is to stay with a host family. This is a great way to have to practice the language at home, especially if they don't speak any English, and you also get to learn a lot about the culture. I did this in Spain and Costa Rica, and I highly recommend it. It's a great way to have a support network in your new country too. If you're finding this video helpful and want to learn all my tips and tricks, I'm hosting a live online Teach Abroad Bootcamp from January 23rd to 27th to give you the information and motivation you need to teach abroad in 2023. You'll get access to me through live trainings. There'll be a members only group where you can ask questions, and there's just going to be lots of my secrets being shared. So make sure that you join soon because enrollment is closing. I will put the link down below where you can join. I hope to see you there. Myth number 2, you'll get scammed. The truth is, scammers use the same tricks. So if you know how to spot red flags, you'll be ahead of the scammers. The first thing you can do is ask to speak to a current foreign teacher at the school if they're offering you a job. This is because sometimes they will pay off local teachers to say that the school is amazing when it's not. So you want to see if you can connect with someone who is in your similar situation, a foreign teacher, and then you can ask them what it's really like, if they're getting paid on time, if the benefits are real, all of that. So that's definitely something that I recommend. Another common scam is being asked to send a huge sum of money for the visa. So if they're saying, oh, we need you to send this large amount of money in order to secure your visa or process your visa, that is a huge scam. Typically, these schools are going to take care of your visa, or you are going to be the one who has to do all the processing and paying. So usually this is a scam where they just try and get people to send them money and then they disappear. So don't send them money for the visa. Sometimes things fall through when you're teaching abroad, so it's always recommended to have a plan B, C, etc. This is because there are different visas that are constantly changing. Maybe the school changes their admin and then they can't hire you. There are a lot of things that can happen. So I always recommend looking for multiple jobs in multiple countries just to make sure you have a backup plan. Myth number 3, you need to be a native English speaker. The truth is, not all countries have restrictions based on citizenship. There are many different ways to teach. I interviewed teachers who are non-native speakers and they all said the same thing. Make sure you are highly qualified if you're a non-native speaker. This is because there is some discrimination in the industry, unfortunately. So what you can do to protect yourself is get a CELTA or an actual teaching license. Another thing you can do is get your English level certified with an official exam like IELTS, TOEFL, or Cambridge, because a lot of employers are going to ask if you have this certificate so that they can prove that you have native-like fluency. If you want more personalized help with your teach abroad journey, then just fill out my survey linked below. Myth number 4, you need a bachelor's degree to teach abroad. The truth is, not all countries or types of jobs require a bachelor's degree. What you can do is look for jobs in a region that typically doesn't require a degree, like Latin America. Unfortunately, most countries in Asia, except for Cambodia, do require a degree, so don't even waste your time looking at jobs there. You want to look at places like Mexico and Colombia, where a degree is not required. Another thing you can do is look at the types of schools that are available. Sometimes teaching at public schools will require a degree, but if you're teaching at a private language academy, it won't. Of course, this depends on the country, so do your research, but there can be options for teaching without a degree. It just might mean that you're getting a different kind of visa, like a student visa. Myth number 5, you can't afford to teach abroad. The truth is, while there are costs involved like the visa, flights, and housing, you can budget for these costs like any other cost. What you can do is start saving. Make a plan for 3, 6, or 12 months to start saving for all of these upfront costs that come with teaching abroad. Another thing you can do is teach online while you're waiting to teach abroad. This way, you're not only earning money, but you're also getting a lot of experience. If you're new to teaching online, I do have a mini course that you can sign up for called Teach Online in 10 Days, and I'll link that below. The last thing you can do is look for jobs with benefits. These are typically in Asia, the Middle East, and international schools. They offer things like flight allowances, maybe free accommodation, bonuses, and more. Unfortunately, these aren't very common in Europe and Latin America. Which myth was holding you back the most? Share your opinion below. I hope that you found this video helpful, and make sure to join the Teach Abroad Bootcamp if you're serious about teaching abroad in 2023. You can find me on Instagram at ESL Teacher 365, and if you'd like to learn about the top places to teach abroad in 2023, then you can check out this video next. Happy teaching!